It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube. It's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back. I got the drop fade with the waves today. Man, this haircut was it's challenging, right? And I say that because if you look at his hair, look, it's thick, it's thin, it's, density issues going on here, uh, front line is kind of light, but we gonna work our way through it. So, uh, first thing you want to do is keep your first guideline really low, and that's what I'm doing right here. I'm keeping the guideline low. Now, the thing that I'm gonna show you in this video is how to keep it low, right? How to keep your drop fade low without going up too high, and that's probably a problem that a lot of people have, is going up too high on the drop fade, right? So I got a method that you could use in order to keep it low. It'll help you out so you can kind of like see it better. So I'm using the designer today, right? And the trick for me on doing the low fade is to skip steps, right? And on top, I got a 1.5. You see his hair is so thick, and like I said, it's thin in certain places. So a 2 is like perfect for his hair, but it really wasn't the height of a 2. And he looked like Jason Tatum a little bit. If y'all see that in the comments, drop that in the comments. He kind of looked like Jason Tatum. But yeah. So a 2 is like perfect, but his hair is not a 2. So I had to hit it with the 1.5. So I'm just kind of showing you how I work my way through it, through the waves and things like that. I didn't want to apply, or you don't want to, and I didn't want to apply too much pressure to the waves, right? When you have waves like that, that's that thick and thin at the same time, you want to use light pressure in order to try to get the most even look, right? And make sure you follow the wave pattern. The other part is the waves are big, so they not small, compact, where you can just run over and they just kind of stick together. It's because the waves are so big. So you have to pay attention to that. You have to take your time with that. I ain't gonna bore you with, knocking the hair all the way off the top. I'm just kind of giving you a visual of, how to go about the process and how to get it to the length you want. So now, to the drop fade, you can use your comb and set it for certain heights, right? And you won't go up too high. So if you use your comb, this is a visualization so you can see it. So if you use your comb and not take your blade up higher than where your comb is, you can keep that line low also. So you see I got a small line right here. It's maybe 1/2 inch. So this is a visual. You can use your comb while you're doing the haircut to help you out. Then that was no guard open. Then I want to come back, right, with my one guard right here. I use the one guard, and right where I got the comb at, another 1/2 inch. But I didn't use the comb this time and hold it in place. But I saw it, and I know exactly where I want it to be. So I got that part. I'm using the one open right here. I don't never go in with it closed, so I mainly go in with it, open. So that gives me room to operate just in case I misjudge how thick the hair is or how thin the hair is, right? So right here, I'm gonna use a 2 guard. This is what I was talking about skipping. So when I get to this area right here, I want to focus right where I pointed the comb at. I just want to put the 2 guard right there. Now, sometimes if you use a 1.5 right there, like normal, you'll end up bringing the fade up high, right? Because it's it and the hair is thick. So I'm using this something that can blend into the thickness of the hair right here, because I want the fade to sit exactly where it's at right now. When I created that one with the one guard, when I created that next guideline, I want the fade to sit right where I got the clipper at right now. That's where I want the fade to sit. I feel like that'll give him the best look. See, I told you he look like Jason Tatum, but that'll give you the best look, right? So I use a 2 guard, something big, and then I work my way down with the 1.5. See, like right here, now I got the 1.5. Now I can go right back into that thick spot, and I can barely hit it. I'm just really below it. You see where I put the comb? Like, you stay right there with it, right? So I'm just kind of just doing the same steps that I normally show you all how to do, but I kind of skip a step. But you go, you know, small to big, and then big to small back down, all open to close, you know. So open to close is going to give you the best chance to be successful at most times in the haircut. Like I said, it allows you room for error, right? So with this too, also after you get the guidelines in and you get the fading, then you want to start using mainly the corner of your blade. And right here I got the 1 guard. So all I'm trying to clean up is that bottom part. And you see the top, my thumb, I'm stretching the skin, and I'm also combing at the same time. Now, I'm a fan of using the comb on haircuts. On this haircut, you can use a brush too, you know, to like smooth the hair out or knock extra hair out the way. Sometimes with waves, you kind of want to use a brush, the same thing that they would use at home, so they can get that same look. But majority of the time right here, it's about stretching the skin so you can get the look. You know what I mean? So I use the 1 there. Now I'm actually using a 1/2 guard, right? I'm using the 1/2 guard right here to clean up more of the bottom line. The thing about these designers, I don't have 0 gap. So I'm going to have to come back in with another clipper to make sure I get even closer to knocking that first guideline out, right? So the 1/2 guard is good on hair like this because it's a 1/2 guard, and it gives you a chance to work in between, you know, the 1 and not having a guard on at all. A lot of times I can manipulate it without using the 1/2 guard, but for this texture of hair, sometimes you want to use that 1/2 guard because it's going to give you extra protection, and it's going to help it blend that much better, right? And I know I'm kind of in the way a little bit on this side, but on the other side, it'll show you a much clearer picture. But I want to explain it to you so you'll know, like, this, what the technique is. And then by the time we get to the other side, you can just watch the technique over and see, you know, how I created the drop fade on him. So you see what I'm doing? I'm using the corner of the blades right here. I'm just making sure, going over my work consistently, combing it down, because you have to use both hands while cutting. Your other hand has to be doing something, right? So if you're not stretching the skin with it, you're using the comb that's in your hand to comb down. That's key. If you're not using both hands actively at the same time, then it's something you're doing wrong, or something that you need to incorporate into your skill set, right? Always use both hands. Make sure that they're doing something, right? So you see the fade is coming out nice and towards the front right there. I need to blend it a little bit more close by the temple, and I'll show you that in the video. Like, sometimes you have to step back, look at your haircut, see what's wrong, see if you can spot a spot. So right here, this is all detailing. This is like picking your spot and seeing, you know, what you want to fade and what needs to be fixed and not fixed, right? So like I told you, I had to get my magic clip right here because my designers are not 0 gap, and I don't want them 0 gap, especially for like haircuts like this. You know, I might not want to go straight into a 0 gap because I'm trying to be careful with the hair texture and everything like that, right? So we can fade his beard in too while we doing that. So it's coming out nice. The blend is there. This is the look that I want. You can you can see the drop happening, right? And also you can use the same tool that you use to make the guideline. You can use that tool to help you clean up too. And you see right here, I got the brush because I wanted to brush it. I want the hair to be off of the scalp, and look how much cleaner it looks when you use the brush. The only reason why I don't really like using the brush because I know it's unsanitary, right? And for sanitary purposes, you're really supposed to use a comb because a brush retains a lot of hair from previous cuts. So that's why I'm not a fan of it. And my instructor, my barber instructor, told us if we was using a brush on the floor, boy, we was gonna get it. So I'm not in the habit of using the brush, but I think you should use it in certain areas, certain placement to get the look and to be able to see how the haircut is coming out. And so that little area, I wanted to clean that up. And now you can kind of just take your same clipper and blend into the beard. This just saves you time, for later on. But you see how we got the beard blended in. We just use no guard open. We kind of use a scraping motion going up to manipulate the blade so we can get the blend. Now you see that blend? Wow, that thing looking good, man. That buttery, man. That's what we doing out here. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this side is a little bit more clear, a little bit more close up. You can see the exact same steps that I did. You see the thickness of his overall hair, where it could be light at, where it could be challenging at. I'm using the same step. You see where I put the comb at? Because I want the same look. So I use the same steps. You have to have a system, a process in order to achieve a consistent look.
It's another K-Town beat. another K-Town beat.
Now, when you get to the edge up, you can use your Mr. Outliner Detail and Mist. For some reason, my camera kept saying it wouldn't record. Man, these cameras be doing crazy stuff. But I did manage to get a majority of the edge up of me actually doing it. No enhancements, no nothing. This won't be a super sharp, crispy lineup because his hair is thin and I didn't use enhancements at all on this haircut. I could have used some, but I wasn't able to. I have some pictures and some video from my phone, but the quality is terrible on the edge up. But this is how the edge up came out, right? So as you can see, if I was to use enhancements here, it'll fill it in perfectly. You know what I mean? And I didn't try to push this line up back over here on this side, and that's the reason why it's not that sharp on this side. But also right here, I want to show you where I left it too thick. So you can use clip over comb right here. Sometimes when you're cutting into waves this big, you have to find a way to make it blend seamlessly into the fade. This is the hard part about this type of hair, and this haircut, right? Because everything has to flow, it has to blend. But you see the blend, it came out nice. And this is mainly what I wanted to show you all anyway, is how to get the drop fade and keep it low, and things like that. So you see the haircut, it came out pretty good. It's cool, the fade is excellent. I just wish I could have got the video part in of me doing the actual lineup. And here's a little bonus for y'all. I know I don't really show me doing beards and things like that, but on a beard you just kind of want to keep it high. You don't have to press down. You want to pull up in a way, and if you have your clipper set right, everything could be good. You see I got these detailers set right. It's not leaving red marks everywhere like I'm scratching them up or anything like that. The beard is easy, it's simple but hard at the same time. I kind of just know what to do because I have one already. But yeah, so anyway, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease.